Princess Leonor marries, royal shock leaves the world speechless. The world had long expected a royal wedding for Princess Leonor of Spain, one that would be lavish, ceremonial, and steeped in centuries of tradition. After all, she is not only the heir to the Spanish throne, but also a symbol of Europe's enduring monarchy. Every royal watcher, every Spanish citizen, and every admirer of history imagined the same: a carefully arranged marriage, blending dynasties, politics, and prestige. But what unfolded left the world utterly speechless. Because Leonor did not simply marry as a future queen. She married in a way that rewrote expectations, shattered centuries of assumptions, and forced even the most hardened skeptics to ask, what just happened to the future of Spain, and perhaps, the monarchy itself? And the true shock. It wasn't just about who she married. It was about what her marriage revealed, about loyalty, about power, about family, and about the hidden fractures within Europe's royal houses. Today, we dive into the love, the rivalry, and the secret dynamics that made Princess Leonor's wedding a story no one will ever forget. The world had followed Leonor since birth. Born in 2005, she carried the destiny of a crown even as an infant. Her education was rigorous, her public appearances carefully measured. She stood beside her father, King Felipe VI, absorbing both admiration and criticism, every gesture dissected by press and public. Unlike other royal children, Leonor's path was not optional, it was predestined. And then came her training. At the Spanish Military Academy in Zaragoza, Leonor shocked everyone by excelling. Instead of appearing fragile, she showed resilience. She earned respect not because she was a princess, but because she marched, endured, and succeeded alongside her peers. The people of Spain began to see her not only as a royal figurehead but as a genuine leader. And so, expectations grew. Who would such a future queen marry? Would it be a European prince, perhaps Christian of Denmark, heir to his own throne? Would it be a nobleman, securing alliances for Spain's future? The speculation was endless. Newspapers, blogs, and royal forums buzzed with theories. Yet, when the announcement came, it silenced every voice. Because Leonor had chosen differently. She had chosen love over arrangement. She had chosen heart over politics. The man who walked beside her down the aisle was not a foreign prince. Not a hand-picked aristocrat. But someone who had won her trust quietly, away from the cameras, and away from the carefully scripted fairy tales the world had written for her. The reaction. Shockwaves. Some cheered, praising her courage. Others gasped, calling it reckless. But everyone wanted to know, how did this happen? To understand Leonor's decision, we must step back and look at the history of royal marriages. For centuries, monarchs married for politics. Spain itself is a product of such unions, Isabella and Ferdinand uniting Castile and Aragon, creating a kingdom that shaped global history. But in the modern era, royals have increasingly rebelled against this old order. King Felipe himself married Letizia, a journalist, not a noblewoman. The British royals have broken traditions too, with William choosing Kate Middleton and Harry choosing Meghan Markle. Leonor, however, took it further. Because her marriage wasn't only unconventional, it was symbolic. It carried the weight of her generation's ideals: freedom, authenticity, and individuality. And the ceremony itself, unlike anything Europe had seen before. Imagine it: a cathedral filled with dignitaries, royals, and heads of state. The Spanish flag draped across balconies. Military honor guards lining the streets. A choir singing with breathtaking solemnity. The eyes of the world glued to the scene. And then, in the midst of centuries-old ritual, the unexpected unfolded. Leonor walked down the aisle in a gown both regal and modern, carrying herself with the poise of a queen and the vulnerability of a bride. Her father, King Felipe, fought back tears as he gave her away, not just as his daughter, but as the heir who would one day replace him. Queen Letizia, elegant and emotional, knew this was not just a wedding. It was history. And yet, there was tension in the air. Not everyone approved. Certain royal families whispered among themselves. Some leaders exchanged uneasy glances. For in that moment, Leonor had done more than marry. She had chosen independence, and that choice carried consequences. But who exactly was the man that captured her heart? What story hid behind his quiet smile? Here lies the heart of the shock. He was not born into privilege. His upbringing was ordinary compared to Leonor's gilded life. He represented the modern, ordinary world, a man shaped not by royal duty but by personal ambition, integrity, and resilience. Some called him unworthy. Others saw him as the perfect bridge between monarchy and people. The Spanish public was divided. Many young Spaniards celebrated Leonor's courage, seeing her as a relatable leader who could transform the monarchy into something human, something real. Older voices, however, worried. They feared tradition crumbling, alliances lost, and the prestige of Spain weakened. And yet, the ceremony moved forward, rich with symbolism. The vows exchanged were simple, heartfelt, and personal. No grand declarations of dynastic union. Instead, words of love and commitment that echoed with sincerity. The applause thundered through the cathedral. Spain witnessed not only a marriage, but a statement. Still, every ending is a beginning. Leonor's wedding left questions that now hang over Europe like a storm cloud. How will Spain's monarchy adapt to this new reality? Will Leonor's reign be strengthened by love, or undermined by controversy? Will her choice inspire other royals to abandon tradition, or will it spark a backlash from those who fear the erosion of heritage? And deeper still, what of the royal families who may have felt betrayed? Alliances quietly hoped for, like that between Spain and Denmark, through Prince Christian, were dissolved in an instant. Does this sow quiet rivalries between European dynasties, or does it open a new chapter of freedom for future royals? For now, no one knows. What we do know is this: the world watched a princess walk into her destiny not as a pawn of history, but as a woman who dared to choose for herself. That courage, that rebellion, that shock, will be remembered. And as the bells of Madrid rang out, announcing not only a marriage but a transformation, the world was left silent. Silent, and speechless. Because sometimes, history doesn't whisper. It roars. And Princess Leonor's wedding will echo for generations to come.